Hi, we're Rosie and Charlie, and since November 2023, we've been living and working in Australia. So far, we've visited places like Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide, as well as a handful of things in between. Today we head into day 16 of our 11-week road trip travelling through Queensland and the Northern Territory all the way to South Australia. So far we've visited Brisbane, the Sunshine Coast, 1770, Airlie Beach, Bowen, and now we're heading into tropical Queensland. Morning from Ingham Tourist Park. Not the best start to the day. Charlie and I both have not had the best sleep.
It was okay, but I woke up at like 4, didn't I? So.
Yeah, so did I. But I think it was the change of temperature.
Yeah.
It went from quite humid at night to
Quite cold.
quite chilly. So we were awake at 4 for a couple of hours. We're going to head to get some coffee and then to Wallaman Falls.
Let's go.
Let's go. Made it to Wallaman Falls. It took about 50 minutes to drive from the caravan park. Signs all the way along, so you don't really need Google Maps. Charlie done very, very well, considering he's on his L's.
I'm on my L's.
He done very well getting up those hills, and we were stuck behind 2 other cars. They were being very, very slow. Charlie's on his L's. Come on, guys.
I'm on my
sort
L's,
out.
mate.
So if you didn't know, Wallaman Falls is the biggest or highest single drop waterfall in Australia. I think it's about 263 feet. I could be wrong about that. So it's going to be a long walk down.
He's still parking.
And of a hell of a load of a walk back up. So we're going to need to make sure that we're taking the bug spray, which is what we're doing now, water, and we still didn't get a snack. We just have to grin and bear it. Right.
Let's go.
Going to the lookout first, and you can already hear it's going to be good. We've had quite a bit of rain, so hopefully she's looking her best. And indeed she was. She was flowing big time. Jesus, keep going. After taking in the spectacular views from the top, we continued further down to the Gorge Lookout. And from here we continued on, walking all the way to the bottom of the falls. Are you prepared?
We haven't got much water, but we'll go for it.
And it's begun. What are you reading then?
Stinging, like stinging nettles we have in England, yeah? Rub a dock leaf on it, hurts you a bit. This one says, oh yeah, these ones we've got here will sting for several months. Australia's just too much.
So we made it to the bottom of the waterfall.
Show them the good stuff behind.
Oh, yeah. Made it to the bottom, took us about 51 minutes. It's a relatively nice walk down. It's just a bit sketchy in places. It feels like an obstacle course. Yeah, you're like, don't step there, mind that, don't touch that.
It's muddy, it's so muddy.
Yeah, but it's so good to come here. Look at that! It's not just the waterfall that's amazing, but like look at all the surrounding area. Just an incredible view. I'd say it's worth the walk, but we haven't gone up yet.
Yeah, check in at the end.
We'll let you know at the end, but I'm sure
Yeah,
it's worth it.
Best waterfall we've been to.
I think just because it's so like flowing and stuff today, and the atmosphere, all, like the moss and the gorge, and the best one we've been to a lot.
Yeah.
Worth it. It's hard though, like it's not paved, so you need. Well, I say that someone was doing it in flip flops, so do what you want.
Yeah, the hardest part, I guess, going down is just watching your step the humidity. Yeah, just those two. Watching your step and the humidity is the hardest part about going down. Obviously, going up is a totally different story.
So we're going to do that now.
But we're going to do that now. Wish us good luck. And back up we go, along the cobblestones, mud and greenery, while soaking up the last glimpses of the falls from below. Made it back. It's took us on the dot like 2 hours to go down and up. Going up is hard, but I can already tell you that it's totally worth it. I mean, I am dripping in sweat from head to toe, as you can tell. If I look gross, times that by 4, and that's how gross I feel, but so worth it. I mean, even just the view from the top is incredible. So if you feel like you don't want to be walking that much, you can go there. And then there's a second lookout that shows you the gorge area. I want to say surprisingly, but not surprisingly, there's not a lot of parking. In these places, it seems like they don't really offer a lot of parking. When we arrived, there was quite a lot, but now it's quite busy. In total, we saw 10 people when we were going down, and we saw 3 people when we were coming up. So it's relatively busy. It's not busy, but it wasn't busy in the sense that when we got down to the bottom, it was just Charlie and I, which was lovely, so we could take our time, and it meant that we didn't feel like anyone was behind us, so we were having to rush. But yeah, incredible little spot. Queensland just keeps giving. And at the beginning, I think I said it was 263 feet. I've seen a sign, and the sign says height of falls 269 meters. So I think feet is like a shit ton bigger. Meters. Made it back to Ingham. So from Wallaman Falls, you have to drive all the way back on yourself. And we went to a little cafe called, didn't really fit the vibe of the town. Super fancy, little cutesy, and great drinks. Charlie even treated himself to a little, what was it?
A lemon loaf.
A lemon loaf.
One slice, I didn't eat a whole lemon loaf.
Yeah, no. And now we're gonna head to Cardwell for the spa pools. Made it to Cardwell spa pools, and just a couple of steps from the car park, you arrive in the pool area. Here we sat, enjoying the sun, talking and revitalising our bodies following a long, sweaty hike.
Ready? Ready?
I think that's exactly what we wanted. Super refreshing, and you can actually swim in the pool bit. We decided not to because there was fish in there and we're babies. You never know in Queensland. You never know in, you know, the north. Remember, we are in croc country.
They can say it's as safe as they want it to be, but you never know.
You never know. Morning everyone. So yesterday was a write-off day. We drove all the way from Tully to Cairns, or at least Palm Cove, because the weather was wet, rainy and disgusting. So we decided we will book a Airbnb for a couple of days whilst it's not the nicest, and then we'll make our way to places as and where. So we've had to drive an hour and a half back on ourselves to get to today's activities, starting at Josephine Falls. A 10-minute walk later and you can make it to Josephine Falls. And because we've had so much rain, she's flowing. Look! Yeah, I'm pretty sure people usually slide down there. Like, usually this is a place where people can like use it. But there's signs everywhere saying like, don't get in the water, people have died here. Yeah, it's not safe at the moment. timed it perfectly because as we got here, a group, I don't know, 30 must have arrived, and they took up the whole space.
They were all in their swimming costumes as well.
Oh yeah, they were raring to go into the pool and very upset when they were told, no, that's not going to happen today.
But you might die.
Which is obvious looking at how extreme the water is. So that is now Josephine Falls, heading to Babinda Boulders now. Slightly afraid that they're going to be there, but fingers crossed.
They're going for an early lunch, so maybe we miss them.
Yeah, fingers crossed we miss them.
I'll drive fast.
Made it to stop number 2, which is
Babinda Boulders.
the weather was looking stunning this morning, but it is trying to rain a little bit. That big tour group should have come here. They would have had no problems getting in the water.
Maybe they did.
But yeah, this is nice and calm. I may be talking a bit too early, but I was under the impression that Babinda Boulders would be you climbing over boulders. Further up there are boulders, but you can't climb on them. You'll understand why very soon. This so far is not, but there is another point. So fingers crossed, I guess. We'll see. Wave. These areas aren't playing about. Just read another sign saying that more than a handful of people have died in this area. Do know that there is like an Aboriginal story that it's something to do with a female nabbing men, but it may also be because the currents are strong. A 5-minute walk later and you make it to the first lookout, so it is a no-go area just because of the amount of people that have died. They have signs that say that people get stuck in between the rocks, or like in what they call in chutes, which is like the water is pushed down into like a concave and people get stuck and drown there. But I mean, it's stunning from where I'm stood. Like beautiful clear water, very, very pretty. Go on, you can't not say it.
What?
You know.
No, I don't.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder. Now this is what I'm talking about. Stunning. Stunning. But with it being the tropical North Queensland, it is very sweaty here. But definitely worth getting sweaty to see this.
Right, should we go get some lunch?
Yeah, we're gonna head into Babinda town to check out their bakery, to get ourselves a snack and a drink. Went to the bakery, spent about $27 on 2 pies and 2 drinks, and we're now topping up on some petrol. What are we getting it to? 49 on the dot. We love that. And so we're going to be heading back to our accommodation now for a little bit of a rest, and then we might be going out. Yeah, a rest and a shower, and then we might be going out a little bit later.
See how it feels.
See how it feels.